Not all of the children who experience abuse go on to commit abuse. Not even most of them. But most of the people who commit such abuse were abused at an early age. Most victims don't become perpetrators, but most perpetrators are themselves victims. That, as far as anyone can ascertain, is the primary causal factor of abusive behaviour. A person who is not physically abused is extremely unlikely to become a physical abuser, regardless of what they read or watch in their lifetime. So, to address the problem of abuse, we must consider those who have been abused. We must consider the crossroads they face and what causal factors might there be in deciding which path they take. Subject A was raped as a child. They develop anger issues and become emotionally isolated, but they undergo a course of therapy to address these issues. They occasionally self-medicate, to get through the tough bits, and they explore their own sexuality at their own pace. Subject B was raped as a child. They develop anger issues and become emotionally isolated. They are forbidden from self-medicating, forbidden from sexual openness, and taught to read and internalize endless passages of misanthropic, unscientific dogma, and punished for not complying with it. Please note, nowhere in this video have I mentioned any specific belief system or any specific gender. It applies to all peoples everywhere. And if what I said just now made you think of one specific belief system or gender, then you have a problem. Because for some reason, in your gut, in the instinctive, reactive part of your mind, there is only one group you are willing to defend or attack, depending on the nature of your reaction. So, if you all can empty that shit from your minds for a moment, I'll try and conclude. This is how you prevent rape. Stage 1. Do not abuse people's bodies. Stage 2. Do not abuse people's minds. 1 necessarily comes before 2 for obvious developmental reasons. First you are a body and then you are a mind. An abused mind will not rape if it is not an abused body first. For the sake of argument, we can include random sociopaths as being abused by whatever medical condition caused the imbalance. So if you're looking for physically abusive personalities, it is completely wrong to target abused minds. There are situations where it's right to target abused minds. It's mostly what I do on my channel now. I target people who've been poisoned by books, in my estimation, and I do my best to cook up an antidote. I do not target abused bodies. That is certainly not my business, because I'm not a qualified therapist or social worker or, heaven forbid, police officer. I have no antidote for that. Neither do any of you. This is a group effort or it's nothing. The things we most often fling at each other are things that don't exist. And when I look around me in every direction, they're yelling rape culture at someone else, I have to wonder, does rape culture exist? Or has it been an oxymoron all along? I mean, rape is like beating children and chopping pieces off of babies. It is not cultivated whatsoever. It is inherited. To cultivate something, it generally needs sunlight. These are things that only grow in dungeons in the dark, when no one's allowed to talk about it. Because no one's allowed to talk about it. What if no culture is a rape culture? What if it just exists in storybooks? Have you ever actually seen one or been in one? What if we stopped... what if we stopped believing in the dragons and we stopped believing in the wizards, but we completely forgot to stop believing in the orcs? I mean, because there has to be a race of fucked up rapey humanoids somewhere on the planet, right? Otherwise, it's just us. Just humans. What if rape culture is just what we call it when cultures start raping each other? Maybe rape culture is just the name we use for what is actually culture rape. Which makes sense, given where we live. Well, I'm sick of rape culture. I'm sick of fighting against rape culture, and I'm sick of fighting against rape culture. I'm gonna lower this fucking rope ladder, climb on down from upside down land, and start fighting the culture rape. You don't understand the title now. Goodbye, and fuck the books. I mean it, fuck the books. Don't burn them, just fuck them. It'll release the tension.